In this training module, I'm going to show you how to fill out the microentity certification. This includes reviewing and certifying to the separate criteria for each inventor, as well as the applicant if there is a different applicant. By the end of this training module, you should be able to determine if you qualify for microentity status, and if so, save your completed microentity certification form so you're ready to pay the reduced fee for your provisional patent application. Let's get started. Here I'm showing you on the screen a version of the microentity status certification form. I filled this out as if I were going to claim microentity status on my provisional patent application for the hinged storage stand. Just to be clear here, I don't qualify as a microentity, so I am not allowed to certify as a microentity and gain the reduced filing fee for normal microentity status. I filled out this form, however, to give you an example as to how you might fill out your form if you do qualify for microentity status. On this form, there are very few things to fill out. The more important part is to read through the requirements 1 through 4 and make sure that you qualify with each of those requirements. Remember that every individual inventor on the patent application needs to qualify under these 4 requirements. Additionally, if there's a separate applicant, meaning a company to whom somebody, one or more of the inventors, is assigning their rights, then that company also has to qualify under each of these 4 requirements. First, the applicant must qualify as a small entity. A small entity includes any individual person, a nonprofit organization, or any small business concern as defined by the Small Business Administration. A small business concern is an organization whose number of employees does not exceed 500 people. Also, that organization can't have an obligation to assign its rights to a larger organization. So if a small business concern were owned by a larger public company, for example, then that small business concern would not qualify for microentity status and reduced payment of fees at the patent office. Second, neither the applicant nor any of the inventors can have filed more than 4 U.S. patent applications, which really refers to non-provisional patent applications. Once you've filed 4, you can still file 1 more under the microentity status, but once you have more than 4 non-provisional patent applications, you do not qualify for microentity status. And those non-provisionals, it doesn't matter if they're pending, if they've been issued, or if they're expired. The simple fact that you've filed 4 previously count towards this limitation. Third, the applicant and the inventors cannot individually have gross income that exceeds the maximum qualifying gross income. We looked at that earlier, and you should confirm by following that link prior to filing your provisional patent application with a microentity certification. If anyone had gross income that exceeds the number specified in the prior tax year, then they would not qualify under this requirement. Similarly, the 4th requirement is that any party with an ownership interest, any company or organization to whom the inventors or the applicant might have an obligation to assign their patent rights, either some of their rights or all of their rights, that organization with a future ownership interest also must qualify under the maximum qualifying gross income. Let's go back up now and look at how the rest of this form is filled out. First of all, you'll notice that I put in the same designation into this form as what I used in the provisional cover sheet form. This is simply an identifying number to show me how to identify this application from other applications I might have. Since this application is not a patent at this point, there's no patent number to be listed, and I simply put not applicable in this field. Here, in this box, I've listed the first named inventor. In my case, I'm the only inventor, and so this is easy. However, if you have an application that lists multiple inventors, you should understand that this box is supposed to be the name of the first named inventor from the cover sheet. That is, the first person listed in the list of inventors on the provisional cover sheet form. That should be the name that's in this box, no matter who's signing the certification below. This name will always be the same for the same application. Then you'll notice the title is simply the same as what we put on the cover sheet. Having looked at the requirements and filled out the information in the header above, I'm now ready to sign this application. Of course, I'm going to sign it to show you how it's done, but then I'm going to delete it because I won't be filing this form. This certification is signed the same way that the provisional cover sheet is signed, using forward slashes with your name between the forward slashes. However, as I mentioned, I'm going to delete this because I don't need to use this for this application, since I don't qualify for microentity status. The rest of the information is simply my name, the date, and the telephone number and registration number. Again, you won't have a registration number unless you're a registered patent attorney or patent agent. And in terms of the telephone number, I would omit that if I were you, only because some of this information might be made public in the future, and you might not want your telephone number made public. That's it. You should now be able to fill out and save your completed microentity certification form so that you're ready to pay the reduced fee for your provisional patent application.